Hi everyone, Janie here, and I'm really excited about what I'm going to share with you today because it is a flip and fold mini album that I designed a while back, and I have just been so busy that I haven't been able to get a video made yet. And I'm glad that I waited because I came across this absolutely adorable Peter Rabbit journal kit from VectoriaDesigns. And even though it's a journal kit, I'm going to show you how it can be used for other things like this mini album. So don't go thinking, oh, Peter Rabbit, well, this mini album isn't for me. But this mini album can be made elegant or shabby chic or vintage or however you want. But I wanted to do Peter Rabbit because I have a couple of people in my life that will be having babies early next year, and I wanted to make something special for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my album. I'm going to walk you through it. And then after that, if you're interested, I'm going to have a tutorial at the end of the video, or well, the last half of the video, so that you can learn how to make this too. So let's head on over and let me show you this album. So here's just a quick glimpse at what comes in the kit, but there will be a link below where you can see everything on their website. So here's my album, and we'll start with the outside. It is 4 1/4 inches by 6 inches, and it's 1 inch across this direction. And I just love these cute Peter Rabbit papers that you're going to see throughout here. It is just beautiful. This particular page already looked like the front of a book, and that's why I used it there. And I put some sparkly stickles up here on the dragonfly. Added a couple flowers here. And for the spine, I actually have a spine cover underneath, but decided to add some lace and added some really pretty flowers down the side. And this is the back, another one of the papers. Every paper in this book that you're going to see comes out of the Peter Rabbit journal kit from VectoriaDesigns. The only paper that isn't is my solid color cardstock. Everything else is from that kit. So I have a ribbon tie, and this ribbon goes all the way through and wraps all the way around. I like it that way for stability, I guess you would say, but you can actually add just, ribbon starting from each side if you want. I also have magnets in here, as you will see in a minute. So let's get this opened up and check out the inside. So we're just going to untie this, and I have a magnetic closure. And the way to do that is I just added the magnets before I added these layers. So there's a magnet under each side here that matches up. So when you open this album, these are the first 2 pages that you're going to see. And they are absolutely adorable. Places for journaling or adding photos. And before I open this up the rest of the way, I'm going to let you know that I didn't add a lot of extra features because I didn't want to cover up any of these beautiful images on these papers. So keep in mind as you look at this that you can always add waterfall features and more pockets and side tucks and whatever you want. There's so many possibilities with this. But let's open up this side first, and you'll see right here that we have a pocket. Kind of be hard to hold this up closer to the camera, but I didn't put the camera down close because this is going to keep opening. So try to get this up here where you can see. These papers are absolutely adorable. I just love them. And because they're printables, you can print them out any size that you need. And this is a little pocket, and this pocket is part of the kit as well. The Peter Rabbit journaling kit comes with everything that you see in here and more. The only thing that isn't from here, well, I'll tell you as we go along, but basically the solid color cardstock I used obviously is not, and these little envelopes. And I will put links below to these envelopes. They're also from VectoriaDesigns, and they're just adorable. So there's that. And in this little pocket area, I have this envelope, which I'll show you in a second, and I have 3 mats. and it can fit more. So you can put more in there than just these 3 mats, and there'll be plenty of room even after you add photos to the back. But they're just adorable. I added liquid glass to this one, but it comes with a place for journaling. Actually, I added that one. This is one of the, I don't know if you would call it ephemera or cutouts, but one of the things that come with the kit that you can cut out. And I've inked the edges. I've inked the edges of absolutely everything you're going to see. So these are the little mats I made, and added some stickles, little sparkly stickles to the dragonfly. And let me put these back in here. And this adorable envelope. Is it just the cutest ever? There's like 4 of them in this set, and they're so easy to put together. I created that. Well, I didn't create it, but I added that so that we can have a little place for the flap to tuck in. And in here, see if I got it all out. These are also part of the kit. I printed out some things on a 5x7 sheet instead of an 8.5x11, so they are smaller, but you can also print them out on 8.5 and make them larger. But I thought these were a cute thing to include for the recipient to add wherever she sees fit when she's, putting in photos. Maybe she wants some extra journaling places, and so she can use those wherever she wants. And now I'm going to flip this side open. And we have another pocket, but I'm going to get to that in a minute, because right now we're going to look at this side. So I'm going to flip that actually open all the way. So we saw this one with the pocket, and this cute little one. And now here is another page, and it also has a pocket that comes with the kit. It was a little bit bigger for the page that I'm doing, so I actually had to cut it down right there, but it still worked out perfect. And this tag, which actually it's 2 sides of a tag, I glued 2 things together, but this tag actually comes with the kit, and this other tag does not. I cut that out with a die that I have, but the paper came from the kit. So there's room for the tags in here, and it takes 2 hands for this, and other things, and a nice place for journaling or putting a photo over it. And now I'm going to flip this over, and we'll come to this side. So we have another page here. And, this is a great place to add like the waterfall feature if you would like, or, another flap or a place to tuck something into. And another one. Aren't these just the cutest? So I'm showing you my album, but I'm showing you the papers too, because I just fell in love with this Peter Rabbit journal kit, and I will be making a journal with it as well. And then this, we'll call this a page. It's actually a center pocket, and this was just an extra that I had cut out and didn't have a place for, and thought I'd tuck it in there for the recipient to use, as well as this mat. And this mat, place for a photo on the back. And I cut this out as well. The way that these are, it actually has a place for you to cut them out. So I didn't have to guess about cutting around this. I just kind of followed. And like I said, I inked the edges of everything. And then I glued that right onto this page. So we have that. And it takes 2 hands to do this. There we go. Stick that one back in. And now I'm going to open this one out. Isn't that cute? That's another one of the ephemera things that I cut out and added on there. And there's that page. This is just so sweet. I'm sorry, I'm in love with this set. I guess you can tell. Totally in love with it. So those are a couple more pages that photos can be added to. Now we're going to flip again. And see if I can lift this up here. Yep, I knew it. I was going to spill everything out because more can fit in this pocket than I have in here. Okay, let's open this up here, and another page, perfect for journaling. Another pocket, just like on the other one, but this pocket is different. There's 4 different pockets. I've only used 2 of them. And again, the same tags. Another page, perfect for adding a photo or journaling. And then this pocket, which is so beautiful. Actually, the pockets that you've been seeing, this one and the one on the other end, actually originally had a little flap to glue it down right there and have a smaller pocket, but I wanted it to be something I can slide things into, so I cut that part off and just inked that edge as well. And so we have 3 more mats, perfect for the recipient to add photos to and journaling. And we'll get that right in there. And another cute envelope. And in this one, get these all out so you can see them all. More of the ephemera or a little cutout that you can use. And again, these are small because I printed them out smaller. I used, like I said, a 5x7 piece of cardstock to print them on, but you can print them out larger using 8.5 by 11. So like I said, the advantage of printables is you can print them to the size that you need. And that's exactly what I did. But I'm adding all of these, including that one that I did liquid glass on. I'm adding all of these in that envelope for the recipient, because when they're adding pictures and, you know, adding if they're journaling and whatever they're adding, they may want some of these little elements to stick on there. So as you can see, though, these pockets hold more than what I have in them, so it's really a nice feature. And let's actually count how many pages are in this little book. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 wonderful pages, and you can add so much more to them than I did. So we're just going to close this up now. So we just fold everything over, fold that over, and there we go. Isn't that sweet? I absolutely love this, and I really love the papers. So I'm so glad that I waited to do this video and make this so that I could share not only the mini album I designed, but also these absolutely adorable Peter Rabbit papers that are from the Peter Rabbit journaling kit, and show you that just because something is a journaling kit doesn't mean that you can't use those papers to make something else, like this mini album. Now stay tuned, because I'm going to be giving you the directions on how to make this. To start, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 12 inches by 12 inches. And we're going to cut that in half. So you're going to have 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 12 inches. And we're going to score them both the exact same way. So I guess you could have left it all in one piece, scored it, and then cut it in half. But we didn't do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to score this at 2 7/8. So 2 and then 7/8 is that little line just before the 3. So we're going to score it right there. And we're going to score it at 3 3/8. So there's 3 3/8 is the line just before 3 1/2. Okay. And next we're going to score it at 7 5/8. So 7, and that would be 4/8. So 5/8 is the line just past 7 1/2. So we'll score right there. And the next and final score line is at 8 inches. And now we've got that done. And we're going to fold it all the same direction. So we're going to fold it all inward, so they could all be valley folds, or if you're doing it like this, you know, then they're all mountain folds. But everything is getting folded all the same direction. just like that. Okay, and this is what it looks like. So it looks like it folds up like that, but that's not what's going to happen. So let me score the other one and we'll get started. So now that I have them scored and folded, what we're going to do is we are going to be adhering the two shorter panels together. So these panels were the 2 7/8 inch panels, and we're going to just be adhering them on the sides, not the entire panel, not even the bottom really, but just the sides. And because of these folds right here, it makes it difficult. Normally we would just put two things together and hook it, but it makes it difficult. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. We are going to fold this on that last fold. Okay, so there's no more folds or score marks, just the 2 7/8 inch panel, and place it down. We're going to do the same thing on this one, so that when you put them together like that, you'll see the other score marks, the other folds right there. But we're going to use washi tape to hold this together. So let me grab some washi tape. And this may be difficult for me to do on camera, so I may have to do it off camera, but I'm going to try on camera. Darn, it tore. Okay, so we've got those laying there, and get them lined up perfectly. Put a little washi tape there. Now, because that tore, really it's not a big enough piece. Let me see if I can find some more washi tape here. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. So we have them laying together. And we'll get a little bit more for the top. And you can leave the washi tape on here afterwards, or you can take it off. I mean, it's washi tape, it'll peel right off. Or you can leave it and it will just get hidden underneath the binding later. So again, make sure that those are lined up where they're supposed to be. Okay, now when you flip it over, these two are going to meet right where they're supposed to meet. See how everything stays together nicely? Okay, and you're going to want to use a piece of double-sided tape, 1/4 inch wide, and make it a really good, strong double-sided tape. And what you're going to do, you're going to fold that, and we're going to add the tape to the inside edges here. So just like that. And I'm going to add this to all 4 ends, even though they're going to be touching, so it's like, oh, but you only needed it on one side. When I'm doing a mini album, I do overkill. Seriously, I want to make sure that it is strong, that the tape is going to hold really well, because you don't want this coming apart years from now. I'm not this picky when I'm making a card, because some people don't hang on to their cards, or it's just a card, it's not going to be opened and closed a million times like a mini album. But when it comes to a mini album, I'm really picky. So I'm using Terrific tape. I love it. It is from Sparkle and Sprinkle, which no longer exists, but I have heard that it's still going to be being sold, and if I get the link for that, I will add it below, because this is the strongest tape I've ever used. It is totally unforgiving, so if you think it's going to be something that you can put together and take apart again because you got it lined up wrong, I don't think so. So let's get this off here. And we're just going to fold these up. Okay, just like that. So now we have that pocket that you saw in the middle of my album. Okay, so this is the beginning of the album. Now we're going to get on to the next steps, and I actually was going to show you with this one right here, but use a variety of different colors so that you could see each thing clearly, what I'm doing. But I've changed my mind. I'm going to show you on one that's already done, but I did use a variety of colors so you can see each step. There's one more thing we need to do before I get on to show you the rest of the directions. So you're going to need 2 pieces that are 5.5 by 8 1/4. And that means you can get 2 of these out of an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it this direction, and it's hard to score at 1/4 of an inch over on this side. So we're going to come over here, and it's 8 1/4 inches. We're going to score it at 8 inches. So score it right there, and that gives us this little 1/4 inch fold right there. And we're also going to score it at 4 inches because half of 8 is 4. So we're scoring it at 4 inches. And once you do that, that folds in half and it opens up. So 2 of these will be those pages that we had that opened up, and I'll show you in a minute. And for the spine, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 2.5 inches by 6 inches. And this is going to be really easy. We're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch and at 1 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch from each side, leaving 1 inch down the middle. You're just going to fold on those score lines. And you can always do something decorative to the end if you have, some sort of punch or decorative scissors, or you can just leave it like that. But that is the spine. So now I'm going to use my colorful prototype so you can see each of the steps better. All of the yellow pieces of cardstock that you are seeing are what I call spine reinforcements. And so those are strips that are going to go in each of those spines or folded areas to help make them stronger. You will need 4 strips that are 3/8 of an inch by 6 inches, and you will need 2 strips that are 1/2 inch by 6 inches. These can be made out of a solid color cardstock or a patterned cardstock. It's up to you. Once those are all adhered into place, the pages go in next. So do you remember a couple of minutes ago when we were creating that fold-out page and at the bottom there was a 1/4 inch strip? Well, this is where you're going to be adding your double-sided adhesive and attaching it right here next to that center pocket. You'll be attaching 1 page on each side of that center pocket. The pages you just saw in my prototype were single pages and not fold-outs like this one, but I'm pretty sure you're going to want to use the fold-out page. So this right here shows you how it's to fold when you put it in so that it's folding the right direction, and then you just butt that end right up against the center pocket, but don't let it go over the score mark or it'll prevent the album from opening and closing properly. The spine cover can be added before or after you decorate, depending on what you're going to do. But if you're going to be using a ribbon for the closure and you want to wrap it all the way around like I did, then you need to do that before you decorate the front and back of your book and before you add the spine cover. I used double-sided tape to apply the spine cover, but I also put a little bit of wet glue on it to help me slide it into place. And it's best to have your album closed when you put the spine cover on. It will just fit into place a lot easier that way. Now all of that looked pretty plain compared to this, right? But the next part, the decorating, that's what you do. So I don't need to show you that. So you're going to figure out what size you want the layers, what you want for the cover, what you want for the back, what you want layered on each of the pages, and you're going to decide how big you want it. Do you want it to fit the full page? Do you want it to be 1/4 of an inch smaller like I did with mine? It's totally up to you. And it's up to you whether you put in pockets or whether you put in waterfalls or put in little places to tuck things into. All of those things are up to you. So I don't show you how to decorate. I just show you what I did as an example
But what you do is completely up to you.
Thank you all for watching, and if you like that mini album and would like to make one yourself and need some written directions besides the video, below in the description box, just click where it says show more and it will drop down. You will find a link to Crafter's Castle Challenge, and I will have a blog post there with the written directions for you. And also below, you're going to find a link to VectoriaDesigns and a link to the Peter Rabbit journal kit that I used, because if you thought that was adorable like I did, you're going to want it. But also check out VectoriaDesigns because they have many other printables there that you're absolutely going to love. So if you're not looking for something cutesy like Peter Rabbit, they have other things. I mean, personally, I love all of their floral printables and their Paris printables, but they have so much more. So I hope you check them out, and happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.